Hello my dear children, how are you all today? I hope you all are amazing. So children, for today's English lesson, we are going to continue with the first chapter from your English Supplementary Reader book, An Alien Hand. And you know that in our previous video lesson, we had started with the story already, and the story is The Tiny Teacher. Now, who is our tiny teacher? Who can be our tiny teacher? The ants. We know from the story that the ants are the commonest, wisest and the most hardworking creature on this earth, right? We had seen how they grow and what the ants do with all their people, means with all the other ants. We have read about all those. We have read that they live in an ant hill. We had read that it is also called a nest. We had read about grubs, the young ones, the larva ones, and then we had also read how the workers and soldiers stay in the colony, stay in the nest, right? So in our previous day, we had learnt about the queen ant, which is born with a pair of wings, but later on bites them off when she returns from her wedding flight. Okay, after that her only work is to lay eggs. Now we will be moving ahead and we will read from where we have left the story. Okay, so let's begin. Children, in our previous video lesson, we had also finished a comprehension check. That's on page number 3, right? We had finished the 3 questions. Now we will move ahead with the rest of the story. Eggs hatch and grubs come out. Soldiers guard them. Workers feed and clean them and also carry them about daily for airing, exercise and sunshine. 2 or 3 weeks later, grubs become cocoons and lie without food or activity for 3 weeks more. So what happens now? Now we had known that eggs hatch, eggs break, and then grubs come out. The larva, the tiny ants that can be there, they come out, and then these grubs, because they are very young, needs to be protected, needs to be guarded. So the soldiers guard them. The soldiers that are present in the colony, that is present in the nest, guards the grubs. And what is the job of the workers? They have to feed and clean the grubs. Okay, also they carry them, means they hold them like just babies. They hold them and carry them for airing, to get proper air, to get proper breathing and exercise and sunshine. I told you yesterday that it was very important to get a proper sunshine. 2 or 3 weeks later, after 2 and 3 weeks, these grubs become cocoons. Okay, the third stage is the cocoon one. First the eggs, then they will hatch and then become a grubs, and then they will form and they will become cocoons and lie without food. Now they are without food for 3 more weeks. They won't do anything. They are without food and any activity for 3 weeks more. Then the cocoons break and perfect ants appear. So after 3 weeks, after 2 to 3 weeks, the cocoon breaks and then an adult ant is born. Okay, this is the life cycle of an ant. It's time for teaching and training. Yes, we are also taught a lot of things. Babies are also taught a lot of things after they are born. So here also ants are given a proper training and teaching, right? It's very important for everyone actually to live in a new world, to survive the new world. You should know what you need to learn. Now, new ants learn their duties from old ants as workers, soldiers, builders, cleaners, etc. So now they have to go to the outside world. They have to become the workers. They need to take care of the grubs that come again. Okay, now so that's why they are trained for it. They are trained in what jobs? They are trained as workers. They are trained as soldiers, builders, because obviously you will have to build that colony. You will have to build that nest, anthill. So you need builders also and cleaners also. You need to keep your place hygienic. You need to keep your place clean. After a few weeks training, the small ants are ready to go out into the big world of work. So after few days, after some few weeks actually, they take the training, they are trained now, they learn it, they learn everything, and then they are left in the world to work, to actually experience their trade. They have learned something, now they need to do it, right? So, okay. Now, moving to the next stanza, moving to the next paragraph. Anthill is a home not only for ants but also for some other creatures. So, an anthill is not just built only for ants, they are used by some other creatures also. Who use them? Beetles and greenfly and other lower breeds of ants. It doesn't mean that if you have built the house, you are only going to stay. Because with humans, other thing is possible, right? We build our house for ourselves. But with ants, it's the thing is not the same. Because other small creatures also stay in the anthills that other ants build. Okay? So, why do ants want these alien creatures to live in their nests? So, alien means what? Strange, different, which are not from their world. Why do they want the greenfly and other lower breed of ants and beetles to live in those nests? Why do they want it? For several reasons. Now, let us find out what are the reasons. Several means many reasons. Some give off smell pleasant to the ant senses. Okay, some of these creatures, these tiny creatures, give pleasing smell. So the ants enjoy those smell. This is one of the main reason that they keep it. They let it stay in their nests. Other give sweet juices. So other like this greenfly, beetles, some animals, some creatures give us fruit, give us sweet juices. And some are just pets or playthings like cats and dogs to human beings. So what do we know here? That some creatures which live in the anthills are just like pets to them. Like we keep some animals like cats and dogs in our house for our entertainment, for being our playthings. Playthings means what? You enjoy spending time with them, right? So we enjoy that. And similarly, they also allow these creatures to stay with them so that they can enjoy. Now, the greenfly is the ant's cow. Now, what does that mean? What does that mean? This sentence, greenfly is the ant's cow, what does it mean? Let's find out. The ants train it to give honeydew like milk. Okay, so this like we get milk from the cow, greenfly is used by the ants as cows, okay. So they train it, the ants train the greenfly to give honeydew. This honeydew is just like milk with a touch of their antennae. So when they touch the greenflies, they train them to give honeydews. Okay, so this is done by their antenna, their fillers. They milk it just as we milk the cow. So with the fillers, they milk it. They take out the honeydew. They extract the honeydew from the greenfly. Have humans learned as much as ants have? Are we successful in learning all the things that ants have learned? Let's find out. If we have, perhaps they have, but they haven't put their learning to good use. So we have learned a lot of things. Sometimes we become really lazy, but ants don't allow themselves to be lazy. They're always working hard. They're always on the go. They're always on the run. You will always see them busy, right? Sometimes collecting food, sometimes going back to their den, means sometimes going back to their anthill. Their work is really tedious. Now, they may still learn a few things from the tiny teacher. So human beings are still very new. They can still now learn a lot of things from this tiny teachers. That means from this ants. Hard work. What can we learn from the ants? I told you already that they're so hardworking that we need to instill, we need to fill ourselves with that inspiration, right? We need to work very hard in order to be successful. They are really hardworking. They don't sit idly. And discipline. Now so much of discipline is there, right? Everyone has their own rank, everyone has their own set of jobs, and they don't interfere. They don't interfere in the work of other ants. So they live in harmony, in perfect peace. They live in perfect peace, okay? Cleanliness, yes, because they keep their nests, they keep their ant hills clean, and for that purpose they have cleaners. Yes. So children, now care for the young ones. The grubs are protected and guarded by workers and by the soldiers. So they protect their young ones, right? No harm should come to their young ones. We should also learn to protect and care for our young ones. And above all, a firm loyalty to the land where they live. So they are very loyal to the place, to the land they live, because they are so close to the earth, right? They use the dirt and earth from here only to build their nest, and then they are so dedicated towards working for the betterment of their society, means of the ants family, that they work day and night and they do not interfere or they do not fight each other. That was the end of the story. Here we end it, but the learning is still on because we have to finish the comprehension check that's on page number 5. But what do you learn from the ants? Now from this story, the author wants us to learn from this tiny teacher. You can learn from anyone around you, those who can actually make you a good human being. You can take your teachings from them only. You don't need a teacher like me. You don't need a teacher like anyone else. Okay, you just can learn anything from anyone. However small, however tiny they are, they can still be a teacher to you. You just need to find out what you need to learn in order to become a good human being. Okay? So now let's move to the comprehension check. The first question is, how long does it take for a grub to become a complete ant? So the answer is on page number 4. Okay, 2 or 3 weeks later, grubs become cocoons and lie without food or activity for 3 weeks. So how long does it take for a grub to become a complete ant? We will write it down. First answer, children. This comprehension check is on page number 5. Okay. Now, number 1. How long does it take for a grub to become a complete ant? It takes 2 to 3 weeks. 3 weeks for grubs to become cocoons, then after 3 weeks, after 3 weeks more, the cocoons break. The cocoons break and perfect ants appear. And perfect ants appear. So here is your first answer for comprehension check, that's on page number 5. It takes 2 to 3 weeks for grubs to become cocoons. Then after 3 weeks more, the cocoons break and perfect ants appear. So now moving to the next question. Why do the worker ants carry the grubs about? So the answer is on page number 4 again. You can see that workers feed and clean them and also carry them about daily for airing, exercise and sunshine. So this will be our answer. Let's write it down. Worker ants, number 2. Worker ants carry the grubs daily for airing, exercise and sunshine. So here is the second answer. Worker ants carry the grubs daily for airing, exercise and sunshine. Now moving to the third answer. What jobs are new ants trained for? Okay, I told you that they have to receive a training. So what are the jobs that they are trained for? New ants, number 3, new ants are trained by the old ants for the job of workers, soldiers, builders, cleaners, etc. Builders, cleaners, etc. Okay, so new ants are trained by the old ants for the job of workers, soldiers, builders, cleaners, etc. Okay, this completes our third answer. Now moving to the fourth one. Now the fourth answer is, name some other creatures. You will find this answer on page number 4 in the last paragraph. The other creatures that live in the anthills along the ants are beetles, lesser breed of ants, breed of ants, okay, and green fly, and the green flies, okay, and green fly. Okay, so here is your answer. The other creatures that live in the ant hills along the ants are beetles, lesser breed of ants, and greenfly. So this completes our number 4 answer. Okay. Moving to question number 5. Mention 3 things we can learn from the tiny teacher. Give reasons for choosing these items. Okay. So now what are the things that we can learn from ants? If you can see that in the last paragraph on page number 5, you have the third line. Okay, the third line you must read. They may still learn a few things from this tiny teacher: hard work, sense of duty and discipline, cleanliness, care for the young ones, and above all, a firm loyalty to the land where they live. So they have asked only for 3 things, but we are going to write all the things, that even if you forget 2 or 3, at least you can write the others and your answer still remains correct. Okay, so let's write it down quickly. Number 5. The 3 things that we can learn from the tiny teacher are hard work, cleanliness, loyalty, and care for young ones. Okay, the 3 things that we can learn from the tiny teacher are hard work, cleanliness, loyalty, and care for young ones. Okay, this is your 5th answer. So the following exercises, before proceeding with that one, I am going to make you write some extra questions. Okay, let's finish that first. Now we are going to erase this as well and write few extra questions. What are the different uses of the rooms in the anthill? Okay, so this is the first question of extra questions. What are the different uses of the rooms in the anthill? So you may find this answer on page number 2. Like from there, in some of these rooms the queen lays egg, others are nursery for the young ones, worker have their reserved quarters, and some rooms serve as storehouses, soldiers have separate barracks. We are going to write all this down. Okay, so what are the uses? In some rooms the queen ant lays eggs. while some rooms are used as nurseries for the grubs. Other rooms are reserved for the workers and some other rooms serve as barracks for soldiers. Other rooms are reserved for the workers and some other rooms serve as barrack for soldiers. Again, the answer is still incomplete, so I'll be writing it on top. You now need to move here. Okay. Some rooms are also used for used as storehouses for food. Okay, so this completes your first answer. Okay, now moving to the second one, extra question. The second extra question. What are the commonest ants that we have seen? Answer to this question is the commonest ants that we have seen are the black and red ones. Red ones. Okay, so okay. Number 3, the question 3. Question 3 now. How do the ants greet each other? Greet each other. Each ant greet all other ants by touching their feelers. This one is also called antenna. Okay. So this is your third answer. How do the ants greet each other? Each ant greets all other ants by touching their feelers. So children, let it be till here only. If I find some other extra questions, that you will be given as your assignment, and we will be discussing that in your online classes. So children, thank you for watching the video. I hope you join in my next video lesson. Till then, take care of your family, take care of yourself. Bye-bye.